Voices of the Anambra, our pride, our voice.
A very wonderful welcome to the Voices of India Anambra podcast. Yes, we are outside in the spirit of our 1 year anniversary. We decided to bring everything outside. So as it is hot, as anniversary they hot, we carry hot things till they come. My name is Uche Chuku Ebonam. Of course, you can call me Jasmine.
Okay, and I am Mazi Ejimofo Opara.
You forgot something.
What am I forgetting?
You forgot your PhD.
Oh, don't worry, we are used to it.
Oh yes, Mazi, this is 1 year of Vona, and
Absolutely.
it's been an amazing experience.
Yeah.
You know, having in-depth questions, finding the voices of the people, trying to know what they feel and about exactly everything going on in the state, especially.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel? It's 1 year.
Well, 1 year of hard work. I look back and remember the very first time this was conceptualized and the whole work and effort that was put into it. Despite being a pro-government podcast, that it has got so much traction. And this is because of the credibility of information that we pass out here.
True.
Because regardless of the fact that, people here are pro-government, but when someone is on this Vona hot seat, the person is sure, to feel the drill. So I think it's congratulations to all of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
congratulations to all of us. This is the opportunity you get to talk your mind. Now, today on the podcast, we have touched lighted something quite controversial. This movement we thought it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you the facts. I thought it was a joke. And all of a sudden, it's everywhere. And even in Anambra State, I was like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the City Boy movement. And we are going to take a dive into it to see how and why Nigerian youths are leaving no stones unturned for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, that's the base of the topic. Nigerian youths, suddenly, there's this urge to be part of politics.
Yeah.
There's this urge to be part of the decision-making process of the country. We want to be seen. We want to be noticed. And no one gives you power, actually. You go
Yeah.
and grab it.
Okay.
Maybe that's the reason for the City Boy movement. I have no idea. That's why we decided to bring in to the studio Anselm Onoa, PhD. He is the Anambra State Head of Secretariat for the City Boy movement. We say welcome to Voices of India Anambra.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Yes.
welcome,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Anselm.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
to the Voice of Anambra.
Thank you. And congratulations to the team for the 1 year anniversary.
Thank
you.
you.
Hey, she going,
Yeah.
she go. Dr. Anselm, really do not know much about the City Boy movement, how it started, what led to it, why we are here. From small stories of City Boy movement to large, ripple effects of what's going on in the movement. We want to know what City Boy movement is all about. And what does it stand for, in the context of the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Okay, thank you. City Boy movement is a movement for re-election, like you said, of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, the name City Boy is like a nickname for Mr. President. He used to say that he builds city. He builds cities wherever he goes.
Okay.
He used to say he's the man who tamed the Atlantic Ocean. He does uncommon things. So the City Boy is like a nickname for Mr. President who builds cities. So it's a movement around Mr. President, projecting what he has done, his ability to transform cities. We know his story, why he was Lagos State Governor, and what he's now doing as President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. So City Boy is a movement. Yes, you say boy, but it's gender sensitive.
Okay.
Male
'Cause
and female.
Someone actually
so-
told me that. Is it for only men?
No. It's a movement for everybody.
Okay.
So there's female, there's young,
So there's
there's
gender
old.
balance.
So
So,
it's gender
Dr. Anselm,
balance.
I would have actually gone on to to ask a follow-up, but your response here, did some kind of justice to it. So I wanted to ask that, why President Tinubu? Why is it the choice of the City Boys? Because, the thing with support groups or political advocacy groups, they start off first by claiming to be anonymous and claiming to be neutral. We don't have anybody. We're just about good governance. But, from what you just said, it just looked like This was more like a tailor-made movement for the person of the president. So I would like to, gauge your thoughts. Are you guys shocked with the influx of persons into the movement?
Okay, first to your question that you are not clear why the name is tailored. Ndị Igbo si onye ọzọ ada amụsị nwa, onye ọzọ ada akpọ ana aza nna. The name is very clear. We are cut out for President.
Went straight to the point.
Bola
Ahmed Tinubu re-election. It's not. We are not saying neither here or there. We know where we are going, and the movement is for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And like you said, he made part of his introduction that it seems like it's something like a joke, but the organic growth of the movement across Nigeria, in Anambra in particular, we overwhelmed because the market we are selling is a well-made, it's a household name, it's homemade.
Yeah.
So people already are aware who Tinubu is. People already are aware of what he did and what he's doing. So it's not a difficult thing to ask people to come. In fact, we are just managing membership. It's one of the biggest challenges. I mean, we'll talk about that later on. But the movement is witnessing an influence of people. Is witness people are willing to come in. People are even donating. People are coming into.
So it does not belong to a political
no,
party?
No. It's movement for everybody. It's City Boy movement is for every Nigerian.
Okay.
That wants President Bola Tinubu to continue his work after this first term. So it's for everybody. It's across parties, across religious lines. So it doesn't belong to the political movement.
But were you expecting the influx of people into the movement?
Especially in Anambra.
Of course. I mean, two things. You see, there's this political awakening in Anambra, unlike never before.
Okay.
And we give that to the current administration, led by Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. There is awakening that he brought in the Anambra. Yes, we are business people. Most of our people are not so much interested in politics. Whatever they know, as far as there's government, they will face their business. But you notice that even businessmen now are interested in politics. They're interested in what is going on because of the transformation Mr. Governor is bringing. So there's Anambra, there's already a pool of people waiting. So when we came in with City Boy movement, we had a lot of people coming in, and the organic aspect of it is coming from what the Abuja government is doing in Anambra State. So that's where we are having a lot of influx of people in Anambra State.
Now, when we talk about the City Boy movement, is this because your response, I heard it sometime, Makurdi Mandibo, kind of, I think that's your response.
Yes.
City Boy movement, Makurdi Mandibo.
That's our slogan.
Is this tailored just for the Southeast? Or is this movement kind of a national movement?
No, the movement is a national movement cut across 6 geopolitical zones. In fact, even abroad. But for the Southeast, we are focused on the Southeast. The North Central, everybody is focused on the old region. In the Southeast, we have our brother, Chief Obinna Iyebu, who is the regional coordinator. So what our message to the Southeast is for our people to key in into the moving train. For our people to key in into the government at the center. For our people to key in into the development that is going on. Because the Igbos will say again, because as far as Nigeria is concerned, as far as Nigeria is concerned, our people are in the market. Go to across the geopolitical zone, our people are there doing businesses. Okay. And the more it's important that we get into government, you can't be outside and be thinking of making impact. If we think that something that is going wrong in the government, we must get inside. We must find a way to get inside where the discussion are being made for us to make that our own good contribution. So we are pleading to the Ndibo to key into this government, to be at the center of discussion of this government. That's what we are appealing to people. It's not time to be sentimental about it. The reality on ground is that the federal government is on ground.
Okay.
And whether we like it, as the clock ticks, decisions are being made in Nigeria. Resources are being shared. And it's either we're on the desk or we are not. So
let me, talking about being on the desk, by your name alone, it looks like you have foreclosed a very critical segment of the society. And I think that now elicited like a counter where we now talk about the village boys. So when we talk about city boys movement, does it mean the person in Oromo Etiti or Umobanam has no business being a member of the city boys since he's not in the city?
Okay, let me tell you, and let me play devil's advocate again.
Okay.
The two places you mentioned are now cities. Soludo has transformed them into cities. So,
I agree.
So they are no longer a village. But again, let me tell you, it's a name that also gives hope for those that also, you quote, you said, that are not in the city.
Okay.
That development will reach them.
Okay.
And again, it is somebody who is in the city that will take something back to somebody in the village. And the person in the village is also keeping the house warm for the person in the city. So it's two waiting. So it's not a dichotomy something. I think as his inferiority complex that made some people started saying
village boys.
Village boys or whatever. City boys means that development is coming.
Yeah.
Development is here. So it's not about dichotomy.
But one will ask, how long does one wait for the development?
Now, I will ask you to check what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done so far. This is his third year. And I use Anambra, for instance, as an example.
Okay.
A lot of things that he's bringing. If you are going to Onitsha, at the Nkwele axis, you see a road that is moving on there. That road is to link the second Niger bridge. It goes across
Ogbunike,
Obosi, then
Ogidi
connecting
and Co,
Ogidi and Co. If you are going towards Enugu, at Agwaka here, you see the double lanes that are going up. I can't remember when that road was last awarded. Every government, every progressive government has
1980 something.
yes, will tell you the Enugu Onitsha Expressway.
Every time in the budget and
Yes.
nothing happens.
President Tinubu is doing that. Now, youth empowerment.
Okay.
In education, for instance, we talk of Nile Fund. Because sometimes most of our people that travel abroad is because of the student loan they take and go to go to school, but it's here with us. And it's in our universities. Our children are taking it. I also talk of policy. You look at many people have clamored for state police. President is straight on it already. These are things that individual state communities will benefit on, or are benefiting on. So you look at that. If this man is given more opportunity, what he did in Lagos State is going to do in Nigeria. And Anambra is being part of it. And I will tell you also, our governor used to cite example of Anambra misuse,
Misuse of
children, which Mr. President has graciously approved for free trade zone. You know what it means for Ndebany, Azwafia, tax free, along that cluster. So there's a lot of things that we are to benefit. It's not sentiment. This is reality.
Yeah.
And it's the high time we understand that whether we key in or not, that this government will continue to move. So it's left for us. Do we want to come in or do we want to stay outside and be complaining? And I think both Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo has taken time to explain this to Ndi Igbo. When he was doing a town hall meeting, he took time also to explain to our people the need to be in partnership with the government at the center. We did it during PDP time, and we know what we gain. We know our people that were in government. We know part of the things we benefited. So why now? Why can't we do that? And even now that the resources are even there. So it's a movement that is grassrooted. It's a movement that is factual. It's not a movement of sentiment.
Okay, I'd have loved to ask you the biggest challenge of the city boys in Anambra.
Yeah.
But again, I now remember that, you mentioned that the city boy is not just about one party.
Yeah.
But the city boy, the person who is now the city boy,
Yes.
belongs to a party. And that other party is the APC. So the question I want to throw to you is, what are you guys doing differently, to make sure, bearing in mind that it's the APC, what are you guys thinking, doing in Anambra to make sure that, your now candidate, even though he's not yet a candidate, the primaries have not held, but your preferred candidate wins in Anambra State?
Okay. Like
Bearing
you
in
said,
mind what the APC represents here.
yes. Yes. First, I'm a card-carrying member of the All Progressive Ground Alliance,
Yeah.
APGA, and I'm a member of the City Boy movement, which the parade candidate is of the APC.
Yeah.
And you look at the things that joins us together. Part of this is the ideology. Our national leader has said it and it's on ground. APGA is not in opposition with APC. We are working together. We profess progressivism. And this is a strong word if you understand what it means, that we believe that Nigeria must move from point A to point B in a better format. And for the fact we are supporting President Ahmed Tinubu. And coming to Anambra, yes, because we know, because of this sentiment we are talking about, because APC as an alphabet, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And in Anambra, it's in the Anambra that belong to APC in Africa. But because of that sentimental attachment that, this party belongs to the other one, we don't want to get into that. What we are saying that as far as President Tinubu is concerned, we are supporting him because the APGA government in Anambra State that professes progressivism is working in line with that. So, in a way, APGA bụ nnu eji eli APC in Anambra.
So
Who called me the yam?
that means if I'm to say it in English,
Yeah.
progressives are working together.
Simple.
Okay.
So APGA bụ nnu eji eli APC.
No and manu
So-
Mamagiku.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, which I thought is a challenge on its own, what other challenges do you face in the City Boy movement?
one of our biggest challenges is controlling membership.
Eh?
Across the 21 local governments in Anambra State. Last count, about 60,000 members.
Wow. So there's a surge.
60,000 members.
Members.
Something I thought started like a joke.
I thought there were only 3 or 4 persons.
No,
Anselm and others.
no. So our biggest challenge is to control crowd.
Yeah.
In fact, we are bringing more stringent rule now for membership. Must know that you vote in Anambra. That's part of the things we are doing to control our membership. So membership crowd is one of our biggest challenges.
What's going on? Why the idea of Professor Chuma Soludo's daughter as a woman leader?
Not necessarily because his father is Professor Chukwumacha Soludo. And I think it's because Adora understands the politics in Nigeria. I think because you understand that what City Boy stands for is fact. So it's not necessarily about his father.
A lot of people say it's because of the fact you want
He's
to
an
buy
adult. No, it's not about
the
buy
approval of
who.
the father.
Soludo has access to everywhere he wants to. She has access to wherever she wants. I mean, she has her own career path she's following. But what we are saying is that if you look at the caliber of people that are in City Boy movement,
Okay.
you know that it's not a child's play. And it's not like the normal conventional support group. Look at from Obi Kubana down to Ugebe, who is the state director. These are self-made Umundibo that have traveled fast and see that you can't even do successful anywhere in the world without support of government. Nobody, no business person does that. We know. Dangote, all those people, we know. They don't oppose government at the center. So, kedika see it's not in a business in Nigeria. Is it possible? A policy can. So, that she's the woman leader is because she knows that whether we accept it or now, by 16th of January 2027, the reality of what we're preaching will be done on all of us. And she's there also to use her courage, to use her knowledge to educate and carry women along this path. So she's there because of her person, not necessarily because of her father's influence. I mean, I say it among the current governors. I'm not sure anybody has a near CV to Professor Chukwumacha Soludo. And the name alone opens door for everybody. I have experienced that myself. And so one of the daughters, so they're there because they believe in what we are doing.
Let's do some bit of an analysis. At the second term inauguration of Mr. Governor, at his inaugural speech, he urged Ndibo not to waste their votes, particularly, and he called for support for President Tinubu's re-election. Now, in your informed opinion, do you think this is strategic?
Yes, I think Professor Chukwumacha Soludo, for me, has represent what a true Igbo person should be. Not just a politician, true Igbo person should be. And I think he has, or he's still fulfilling, because he still has many years. It's really his moral duty to keep on, as a enlightened person, educate our people. Those of you who are Catholic Christians, we understand that part of the corporal works of mercy is enlightening the illiterate, in that sense, teaching the uninformed. Professor Chukwumacha Soludo has taken every moment he has to tell us the truth about politics, because he has experienced it. He has consulted with different international organizations. They call for Ndigbo not to waste our votes. I may not have the data correctly, but if you look at the Southeast, the 5 states in the Southeast, last election, during the 2023 election, we gave the current president less than 200,000 votes.
Yes.
In some local government in Southeast, they do local government election, we can get close to that. But that's what the 5 East states gave out of sentiment. But despite that, the man went into power and gave us Minister for Works. I may be wrong, but for me, after the president and the vice president, the most powerful person again is the Minister for Works. With less than 200,000 votes, he gave us Minister for Work. For the past 8 years before his administration, the Southeast doesn't sit on the security desk of the nation. He gave us, I think retired now, former chief of naval staff from Enugu, Ogala, and a lot of key other things. The Southeast Development Commission with less than 200 votes. So he's telling us, if he did all this for us, even without voting for him, what do we think that will happen if we now vote for him? Let's not vote our vote without of sentiment. And I think our people are understanding that now.
Well,
so it's a good call, and I think it's something that we as apostles, even need to regenerate more.
Oh, now you are apostles.
Yes.
I thought it was the City Boy movement.
No, it has its roots in there.
Yeah, okay.
And the growth of City Boy in Anambra is based on what Soludo has done. That you can be in a different party that is not in opposition and get something at the center. I'm not sure there's any difference between the Anambra state and those who belong to the APC in other state. Whatever they get, I think Anambra experiences it even more.
But I'm taking a deep dive into the people's opinion about the situation on ground. People from some political parties. So some people's supporters, I don't calling names, actually say that.
Why are you not?
It's
Why
just
are you afraid of calling names?
It's just a mirage. You're just making noise. It's not going to bring any effect in 2027. That for facts that City Boy movement is not even on ground in Anambra State. It's just a tactics to make money, milk money from the center. Do you agree?
If they look at the people that are in the City Boy, you know that those are people who are investing money in the City Boy, not people that come to take. But I will tell you, on January 16th, 2027, we know whether City Boy is on ground or not. I mean, that is if those people who are complaining, if they're in the ballot, that's what we. But I know many of them who will come to social media and say all sorts of things at the background. Your DM, they'll tell you, how do I come in? Anything for the boys. So people will make. I mean, there's no pulling boots in the social media.
Yeah.
So
now,
exactly,
just like to support what so you can throw more light. There's this argument about no ago, non diakbele, no akbili ego, BMLO. Some of you Jebe City Boys. No, in fact, somebody said it. No, I go to Nibu Kurunede. So now I want to know, and I want to tell our viewers, who is funding the City Boys movement?
Very good. City Boy movement is being funded by those in it.
By those in it.
And nobody is waiting for federal government.
So it's not taxpayers' money.
It's not taxpayers' money. And I think you see Sheyi Tinubu, how he rallies around his friends and associates. I think that boy is even a child everybody should pray to have. The way he has supported his father's government, the way he has rallied around his people. City Boy is a support group, and the supporters are there, the one investing. If you look at the caliber of people in City Boy, you know that not people that come to take Tinubu's money.
Mhm.
It's people that what we are saying is the fact on ground.
Mhm.
We are not begging people to come and join. That says the fact that speaks to us is the reality on ground.
Wow. Well, aside the fact that we are all pushing for a good Nigeria, there's still some youths who have invested, put in their time, who show up, in the face of everything going on. Don't you think it's time we celebrate those youths while we are still clamoring for political involvement?
They say reward for a good work is more work.
Yeah.
And for those who have done very well, it's time we acknowledge them. It's time we celebrate them and tap them at the back and say well done, and so that they serve as a role model for others. I agree with you. For those that have done great, and we keep on celebrating them, we can't thank them enough, and we thank them for the support, even when the ground is not so smooth, like everywhere in the world. Once it's smooth, that means you're in heaven. But as far as we are in this earth, we keep on struggling. In fact, one of my friends who is a pastor, just said that you're a Christian doesn't mean that nsogbu gị ya agụ. Na nke na nsogbu ga-adọgide o.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that's the only one someone who that he believe.
They believe. And also the inwe nsogbu. O nwere ka ihe si wee yọgide chukwu ebuzie gị kpọrọta gị sị gị na chiata azụ ka nke dị abịa nọrị. So we need to celebrate those people. I agree with you.
Yeah, talking about youth involvement, this is where I also want to commend Mr. Governor, because he has for us become the greatest ambassador for youth involvement in politics. Let's not also forget the fact that Dr. Anselm seated here was the TC chairman of Anambra East local government, and of course he did resoundingly
That's why
well.
you use our meeting to make Lord forgive you.
So we have Anambra today parades the youngest SSG.
Yes.
And if you look at taking like the mean age of those who were in the previous cabinet, you realize that it revolved around 40, 42. So it tells you that in Anambra State, youths are not just involved in politics; they are the ones actually running the show. Yeah.
True. So,
just to say, I think Soludo is also showing us that we are not leaders of tomorrow. When they say youth are leaders of we are leaders of today. You mentioned SSG. Attorney General, seemingly the youngest
in the federation too.
As well. And people like God that served. In some places, you just carry back for politicians. A lot of us. We give kudos to Soludo. If you look at one youth skills that he's also doing, that's the decrease in this crime we see is not about the kinetic aspect of the military personnel's engagement, because once you are engaged, you think less of evil. And so the one youth skill has also reduced crime. And I learned during the last administration, that is the first time, a lot of federal agencies came to learn the one youth skill model. The Federal Ministry of Youth, I know they were in the state a couple of times to learn about one youth skill, and it's something he has also promised to keep on doing.
True. So he promised to make how many million youths millionaires?
I think 1,000 millionaires.
And you see those that,
imagine how many
that's direct.
Have already. Yes,
that's direct. Because those that now that also go on to train others, those that will even not come to take record of, those that will just train others, and and they talk about the mass here. So. If not for Soludo,
you get it.
His age are not publicity secretaries of political parties. If you see people that are publicity secretaries of political parties, that are very
on TV
with big tummy, white hair.
Yes. And our national chairman as well. Similarly, the youngest. But very sound.
Is that why, looking at the position of the executive positions in City Boy movement, to have also predominantly the youths as well there?
Yes, sure.
Is that why you're taking that path?
Because
especially in Anambra State.
Absolutely.
So you're giving the youths opportunity to shine from that point.
Sure, definitely.
All right. So if, like you said, it's no one about your DM to ask how they can join after bashing the movement. That's your words, actually, not mine. So if someone wants to join the movement, how the person go about it?
First, of course, when you when we know your local government, we direct you to the local government coordinators. We have the secretary. Then on we have a Facebook page as well, City Boy Movement, where you can even DM the handler. Then they'll ask you a few questions to simply know your local government. Then they will direct you to local, because it's grassroots based. When you get to your local government, you go to your ward. Then from your ward you go to in fact it's the polling unit. So you register your polling unit. So from polling unit to your ward to the local government. But you can ask us from anywhere, then we'll direct you. Across the 21 local government, we have coordinators, the wards, polling unit, we have their coordinators.
Okay, my people, you have heard it. My ears are not bigger than yours. And of course, keyboard warriors, please, I want your comments there in the comment section. Here we come to the end of today's podcast. I want to say a huge thank you to you, Dr. Anselm Onora, for giving us your time to explain and throw light into exactly what the City Boy movement is all about. Because the controversy and the noise or something else. In fact, the noise even reach Imo State. The one that I saw in Amos. We won't talk about race right now. Welcome to the end of the show. My name is Uche Chukwu Ebonam. Thank you so much for staying there. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Also, click on the notification bell so you'll be notified each time we have a content for you right here on the channel. And once again, happy 1-year anniversary to us.
Thank you for being here. And like Jasmine said, follow us across all our social media handles for more interesting podcasts and updates. Mazi Ejimofor Opara. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.